Hello my students and welcome again to another Mercury Home class. In the previous video we learned how important it is to give the proper intonations to the sentences, to affirmative statements, affirmative and negative, yes/no questions, WH questions and question tags. Today we're gonna practice the intonation within the sentence itself. Lo importante que es la propia entonación dentro de la frase. Ya no cómo pronuncio la frase en general, sino la importancia de pronunciar una palabra u otra. This is important because it can lead to misunderstandings. Esto es importante porque os puede llevar a malentendidos. On the first exercise, we're gonna practice the same sentence. It's a question, it's a yes/no question. Did Tony buy that black car? But depending on which word I stress the most, the answer will be different. So what I'm gonna do is to pronounce these questions 5 times, but stressing different items of the sentence. And what you have to do at home is to give me an answer depending on which word I stress. You understand? Dependiendo de qué palabra, lo que tienes que hacer es darme una respuesta, ¿vale? Para cada pregunta. Dependiendo de qué palabra estrese o ponga la tónica, la información que quiero en la respuesta será una u otra. ¿Está claro? Vamos con la primera. La frase es Did Tony buy that black car? ¿Compró Tony ese coche negro? So I want you to think of an answer for the first questions. Did Tony buy that black car? Did Tony buy that black car? No, Tom bought that black car. You see, I give the stress to Tony because it's the important thing and the answer should be different. Tom bought that car. You see how it goes? ¿Ves cómo funciona el ejercicio? Did Tony buy that black car? No, Tom bought that black car. Let's go with the second one. Did Tony buy that black car? Did Tony buy that black car? No, he rented that car. Lo alquiló. You see? Si le doy la tónica al buy es porque quiero que me contesten sobre esa parte de la frase. Let's go with the third sentence. Did Tony buy that black car? Did Tony buy that black car? Did Tony buy that black car? No, he bought this black car. No compró ese, compró este. Did Tony buy that black car? You see the difference? Did Tony buy that black car? Number 1. Did Tony buy that black car? Number 2. Did Tony buy that black car? Number 3. You see the difference? Let's go with number 4. Did Tony buy that black car? Did Tony buy that black car? El estrés está en el negro. Did Tony buy that black car? No, he bought that red car. He bought that white car. Did Tony buy that black car? Did Tony buy that black car? Did Tony buy that black car? No, he bought that motorbike. He bought that truck. You see how important? I want you to repeat this exercise over and over, at least twice, al menos 2 veces. The second part of the exercise, I have 3 different sentences, 3 frases diferentes que voy a entonar dependiendo cada parte diferente. Entonces, veis que la frase continúa, tiene puntos suspensivos, está hecha para que la continuéis. Entonces, dependiendo de qué palabra estrese yo, tendréis que continuar la frase corrigiéndola. ¿Está claro? Vamos a hacer un primer ejemplo juntos para que lo veáis. La frase es Exports to South America have increased. Las exportaciones a Sudamérica han incrementado. Mientras que esa es la frase. Export to South America have increased, whereas... Number 1. Exports to South America have increased, whereas imports to South America. Exports to South America have increased, whereas imports. You see? Let's go with the same sentence, but I'm gonna give the stress to a different part of the sentence. Voy a estresar una parte diferente de la frase, para que la corrijáis también. Exports to South America have increased, whereas exports to South America have increased, whereas to North America have blah 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 blah. You see, exports to South America have increased, whereas to North America have decreased. And the last exercise, the last time for this sentence, exports to South America have increased, whereas exports to South America have increased, whereas to South Africa, for example, or South Korea, for example. Let's go with another example. He was born in 1937, not... Él nació en el 37, no... Okay, that's the sentence. So pay attention. He was born in 1937, not... He was born in 1937, not died in 1937. Second, he was born in 1937, not... He was born in 1937, not 1947. And the third exercise, third example, he was born in 1937, not... He was born in 1937, not 1936, for example, not 1935, for example. You see how it changes the information that I'm asking for? Yes, depending on where I put the stress. So let's do one last sentence. It's a bit more complicated, it's a bit longer. His first book was called The Fifth Dimension. Su primer libro se llamó La Quinta Dimensión. So again, I'm going to change the stress on the items on the sentences depending on how I want you to continue the sentence. Is that clear? His first book was called The Fifth Dimension. Not. So, his first book was called The Fifth Dimension. His first book was called The Fifth Dimension, not his second book. Yes, his first book was called The Fifth Dimension, not his second book. Second, his first book was called The Fifth Dimension, not... Again, his first book was called The Fifth Dimension, not his first poem, for example. Su primer libro, no su primer poema. And the last exercise, his first book was called The Fifth Dimension. His first book was called The Fifth Dimension, not the fourth dimension, not the third dimension. You see, his first book was called The Fifth Dimension, not the fourth. So, my students, keep practicing and remember that you can watch these videos over and over and over and practice and practice and practice is the key, yes? So bye bye my students and take care. Bye bye.